Hello and welcome to my science tutorials. In today's video, we want to look at how to add two digits. Alright, so without further ado, let's begin. So let's start by looking at an example. Say we are to find the sum of these two numbers, 38 and 16. So what is going to be our answer if we add 38 and 16? So to do that, we rewrite this over here. Since we have to find the sum, we write 38 and then 16. We bring our bars over here. Now the first thing we do is to add digit by digit. So we add the ones term to each other, then we move to the second place value, which is the tens term, and then we add them one after the other. So the first thing I will do over here is to add these two numbers. So 8 plus 6, that is equal to 14. I will write 4 and carry 1. So that 1 will come to the top over here, or it will move to the tens term. Now 3 plus 1 is 4, plus the 1 over here is now 5. So this becomes 5. So our answer over here is 54. So let's have a look at another example. Say we have 19 plus 65. What is our answer? So 19 plus 65. We add digit by digit from left to right. From right to left. So we add 9 and 5 first. So 9 plus 5 is equal to 14. As usual, I write my 4 and I carry the 1 and I move it to the second column over here. So it becomes 1 over here. So now it becomes 1 plus 1, which is 2, plus 6, which is now 8. So my final answer is 84. Let's have a look at another example. So we have 33 and 61. We have to add these two numbers. What is going to be our answer? As usual, we add 3 and 1, these two digits first. So 3 plus 1 will give us 4, and then because this is only 4, there's no value to be carried on to the second column, so that is that. So we now add these two numbers over here, 3 and 6. 3 plus 6 will give us 9. So our final answer over here is 94. Right, so let's have a look at more examples. Alright, so let's add the following, or find the sum of the following. We have to find the sum of the following. Oh, and by the way, sum means addition. So if you hear find the sum of these two numbers, it means add those two numbers. Right, so we have to find the sum of 13 and 67. 75 and 25. 41 and 19. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the solution for this problem. So the question demands that we find the sum of the following numbers or digits. So let's look at solution. So for what I'll do is I'll write the first number given to me, which is 13. Then I write the addition sign. Then I bring 67 under it. Alright, so I start adding from my right to left, from in this direction. So 3 plus 7 is 10. Instead of writing the whole 10, I'll write 0 and then carry 1 onto the next set of numbers. So I write only 0 here, and then the 1 over here, I bring it to the top over here. So I carry it onto the next number. So now I have 1 plus 1, which is 2, plus 6, which is 8. So this is 80. So 80 here becomes my answer. All right, so let's look at the second example. 75 plus 25. Over here, as usual, 5 plus 5 will give me 10. I write 0 and I carry 1. I bring that 1 to the top over here. Now I have 1 plus 7, which is 8, plus 2, which is 10. So I now write that 10 since there is no extra digit after the 10th place value over here. So I can now write the 10 since I'm done with my addition. So my answer over here is 100. I 41 and 19. So I start adding. 1 plus 9 will give me 10. I write 0 and then I carry 1. That 1, I bring it over here. So 1 plus 4 will give me 5, plus 1 will give me 6. So my answer over here becomes 60. Alright, so let's try some questions together. Alright, so let's add the following exercise. Let's try our hands on the following set of questions. So we have to find the sum of the following two-digit numbers. So let's try our hands on this. So you can pause the video after I'm done writing the question and try your hands on it. So 31 and 25. I. 36 and 12. I. 43 and 22. IV. 33 and 61. Alright, so you can pause the video and try your hands on these questions. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the solution to this problem. So for the first example, we have 31 and 25. This is very easy to add. So we bring our plus sign over here or our addition sign over here. 1 plus 5 will give me 6. So I write down my 6. There is nothing to carry, so just 6. 3 plus 2 will give me 5. So my final answer over here is 56. I. 36 plus 12. Alright, so 36 plus 12. 6 plus 2 will give me 8. 3 plus 1 will give me 4. So my final answer is 48. Let's move on to the next question. I have 43 plus 22. As usual, 3 plus 2 will give me a 5. 4 plus 2 will give me 6. So my answer is 65. Let's look at the Roman numeral 4, the last question. 33 plus 61. So as usual, I add the digits on my right hand side first. So 3 and 1. 3 plus 1 will give me 4. I write down my 4. And 3 plus 6 will give me a 9. So the answer is 96. So this is how we add two-digit numbers. It's very easy. All you have to do is first of all rewrite the digits you are given in a column format, which is number after number, and then you do your addition. If you add and it's more than 10, you write, say 25, you add and your answer is 25. Write the first digit and carry the second digit onto the next set of digits to be added, and then you get your final answer. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. Hello and welcome to my science tutorials. In today's video, we want to look at the subtraction of two digit numbers. So we want to first of all start by looking at a very simple example. So say we have 17 minus 15. What is going to be our answer over here? So this is just a very simple arithmetic in mathematics. So for example, we have 17 apples, but you are supposed to give 15 apples out to somebody or to a friend. How many apples would you have left? So counting from 15, you have 16 and 17. So you count 2 to get to 17, which means if you subtract 15 from 17, you are going to get 2. And let's look at the column subtraction of these numbers to see how we get a 2. So we have 17, we bring our subtraction sign, and then we bring 15. Note that for the two digits, this is your ones, this is your tens. So when you want to do the subtraction, you subtract the ones first, and then you move on to the tens, and if there are 3 digits, then move on to the hundreds as well. So over here we have 7 minus 5. 7 minus 5 will give us 2. So now we can move to the tens, which is 1 and 1. 1 minus 1 will give us 0. So our final answer here is 2. Now let's have a look at another example. Say we have 65 minus 39. What is going to be our answer over here? So let's look at that. We have 65 and 39. Our subtraction sign is over here. Alright, so the first thing we do is we subtract the ones, which is 5 and 9 over here. Now we have 5 minus 9. We cannot subtract 9 from 5 because 5 is smaller and 9 is bigger. So what do? We borrow. Now note that we are borrowing from 6, which in terms of the numbers, the tenses, it's 10. So if we borrow 1 from here, it becomes 10. So if we borrow 1 from here, we'll be left with 5. But that one that we borrowed, we bring it to the 5 over here, it becomes 10. So 10 plus 5 becomes 15. So now we have 15 minus 9. That will give us 6. So we write down our 6. So now we have 5 left over here after we borrowed the 1. So we have 5 left over here. So 5 minus 3 will give us 2. So our answer over here becomes 26. Now let's look at something. If that is true, it means if we add this number and this number, we should get a 65 back. So let's look at that. So we have 39 and 26. If I add 9 to 6, I'm going to get 15. I write down the 5 and I carry 1. That 1 comes to the number over here, 3, to become 4. 4 plus 2 will not give me 6, which is 65. So it means our answer 26 is correct over here. Alright, let's have a look at more examples. So we have 97 minus 37. So 97 minus 37. If we do the subtraction, we subtract the ones first. So 7 minus 7, that will give us 0, because you have, let's say, 7 apples and you're supposed to give 7 apples out, so you'll be left with no apples at all. So that will give us 0. Now we have 9 minus 3. You have 9 apples and you give 3 apples out, you are left with 6 apples. So we have 6 over here. So 97 minus 37 will give us 60 as our answer. Let's have a look at another example. We have 39 minus 26. So I write down my first number 39. I bring my my subtraction sign, and I have my 26 over here. So as usual, I do the subtraction of the ones first. So 9 minus 6. If we subtract 6 from 9, we get 3. Now we move on to the tens. 3 minus 2, we get 1. So 39 minus 26 will give us 13. Right, let's have a look at one final example. Say we have 56 minus 12. So I have here 56 minus 12. If I subtract 2 from 6, I'm going to get 4. If I subtract 1 from 5, I'm going to get 4. So it is 44. Now let's have a look at one example where we need to borrow again. So let's look at, I have 97 minus, let's say, 49. What is going to be our answer? So I have here 97 minus 49. Now, we have 7 at the top here, we have 9 at the bottom. We cannot do the subtraction because 7 is less bigger than 9. So what do? We borrow 1 from the 9 over here. Mind you, this is in the tens column. So the 1 we borrow becomes 10. So if I borrow 1 from here, I am left with 8. That 1 added to the 7 becomes 17. Because the 1 that we borrowed is 10. It's from the 10th column, so it becomes 10. Plus 7 becomes 17. Now 17 minus 9, that will give me 8. So I have here 8. Now I am left in the 10th column, I am left with 8 and 4. 8 minus 4 will give me 4 over here. So my answer is 48. Let's see if that is correct. So to get this, we need to add this and this to see if we get 97. So we have 49 plus 48. 9 plus 8 will give me 7. I carry 1. That 1 plus 4 over here will give me 5. 5 plus 4 will give me 9. That is equal to 97, which is the same as the number we have over here. So thank you so much for watching. This is how we do simple subtraction of two-digit numbers. So thank you once again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. Hello and welcome to my science tutorials. In today's video, we want to look at the column addition of 3 digits. Before we begin, if you are new to my science tutorials, kindly consider subscribing and turning on the notification button so that you do not miss any of our latest tutorials on this platform. Alright, so let's start our video tutorial by looking at an example. Say, example number 1. So we are to add the following. So we have 2, 2, 6 and 4, 7, 5. So what is going to be our answer? Now, to add 3-digit numbers, we start adding from our right to our left. So in this direction. So we start from the ones to the tens and then to the hundreds. So the first thing we have to do is to add the ones terms over here. So that is 6 and 5. Now 6 plus 5 is equal to 11. We do not have to write the total 11 over here. We just have to write one of the ones. That is the first one over here. So we write that over here. The second one over here, we send it to the next column of numbers. That is over here. So we bring that one over here. This one is the one at the top over here. Now we have 1 plus 2, which is 3, plus 7, and that is equal to 10. So we have 10. As usual, I write my right digit, which is the 0 over here. I write 0, and then the one that is left, I send it onto the next column of numbers. So the 1 comes over here. So that 1 plus 2 is now 3, plus 4 is now 7. So my answer is 701. Let's have a look at another set of questions. Say we have 748 plus 663. What is going to be our answer over here? We do the same thing. We add 8 to 3. 8 plus 3 will give us 11. So we write the first one over here, and then we send the next one onto the 10th column. So it comes here 1. So 1 plus 4 will now give us 5. 5 plus 6 will give me 11. So that 11, I write the first one, then I carry the second one onto the 100th column. So now I have 1 plus 7, which is now 8. 8 plus 6, that will give me 14. Because I don't have any number after these guys, I can write the total 14 over here. So my final answer becomes 1411. Alright, so let's have a look at another question. Say we have 243 plus 122. Very simple addition. Over here, we have 3 and 2. So 3 plus 2 will give us 5. We write down the 5. There is no number to be carried, so we move on to the next digit of numbers. So 4 and 2. 4 plus 2 will give me 6, so I write 6. There's nothing to carry, so I move to the next set of digits. That is 2 and 1. 2 plus 1 will give me 3, so I write down my 3 over here. So it means my final answer over here is 365. Alright, so let's have a look at more exercise. So let's try our hands on this question. 844 plus 578. 775 plus 328. And then lastly, 111 plus 334. Alright, so you can pause the video and add these numbers and then compare your answers after I'm done with my addition. Alright, so the first thing I will do is to rewrite these 3-digit values in the column format. So I have 8, 4, 4, then 5, 7, 8. My addition sign is over here. Note that I did not write 8, 4, 4 and then I brought my 5, 7, 8 over here. No. All the numbers have to be arranged in the proper format. So the ones should be under ones, the 10th under 10th, and then 100 under 100. So you don't write it like this, or you don't write 8, 4, 4 and then you bring 5, 7, 8 like this. No. Make sure that all of them are perfectly aligned. Alright. So let's go ahead and add our values. So we start by adding 4 and 8. 4 plus 8 will give us 12. 1 and 2. So we write the 2 and then we carry the 1 over here onto the next set of digits to be added. So we write the 2 here. We carry 1 and we place it at the top over here. So 1 plus 4 will give us 5. 5 plus 7 will give us 12. So from that 12, we still write the 2 and then we carry 1. So that 1 will be brought onto this set of values. Now we have 1 plus 8, which is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. Because we don't have any numbers over here again, we just write our 14 over here. Note that in writing the 14, I wrote the 4 directly under this set of values over here. That is the 100th place value, and then I brought 1 onto the 1000th place value. So this become our answer for question number I. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at II. So II, we have 775 plus 328. Okay, so as usual, we add 5 and 8. 5 plus 8 will give me 13. I write 3 and then the 1 I bring it to the top over here. So 1 plus 7 will give me 8, plus 2 will give me 10. Rather than writing the whole 10, I write the 0 and then I send the 1 onto the next set of values to be added. Now I have 1 plus 7, which is 8, plus 3, and that will give me 11. So I can now write that 11 over here. So this becomes my answer for II. Alright, so let's proceed to look at III. We have 1, 1, 1, and then 3, 3, 4. Okay, so as usual, we add our ones term first. So it becomes 1 plus 4, that will give me a 5. 1 plus 3 will give me 4. 1 plus 3 will give me 4. So this becomes my answer after adding 111 and 334. So thank you so much for watching. This is how we add 3-digit numbers in the column format. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Hello and welcome to my science tutorials. In today's video, we want to look at the subtraction of 3-digit numbers. So without further ado, let's begin. So let's start by looking at an example. So we are to subtract 662 and 452. So we subtract 452 from 662. Alright, so what is going to be our answer over here? So to do that, we write down our number 662, then we have 452. We make sure all of them are well aligned. Now we have to note that this is our ones column, this is our tens, and this is our 100. Okay, so for us to do the subtraction, we bring our subtraction sign here. We subtract the ones column, then we move on to subtract the tens column, and then we move on to subtract the hundreds column as well. So over here we have 2 at the top. 2 minus 2 will give us 0 for the ones column. So we move on to the tens column. 6 minus 5, that will give us 1. So you have 6 oranges. You give out 5 oranges, you'll be left with 1 orange. Now let's move on to the hundreds column. We have 6 over here, we have 4 over here. So 6 minus 4, that will give us 2. So our final answer over here is 210. Alright, so let's have a look at another example. So we have 519 minus 290. What is going to be our answer over here? So we do the exact same thing. We have 519, then we have 29 and 0. We bring our subtraction sign over here. So we start by subtracting the ones column as usual. So I have 9 minus 0. I have 9 oranges. Nothing has been taken out of it. So I still have 9 oranges left for my ones column. Now we move on to the tens column. We have 1 here minus 9. It is not possible. So I have 1 orange and I'm supposed to give 9 out. It's not possible. So I have to borrow to add to my 1 so that I have more apples to give out. So I borrow 1 from the hundreds column. I borrow 1 over here. So if I borrow 1 from here to the tens column, it becomes 10. So I add 10 to the 1 over here. So if I borrow 1 from here, I'm left with 4. That 1 will come over here and then it becomes 11. So the 1 and this 1 over here, it becomes 11. That means the 1 that I borrowed from the 5 onto the 1 over here was 10. So 10 plus 1 becomes 11. So now 11 minus 9, that will give me 2. Because 9, 10, 11. So that is 2. So I write down my 2 over here. Now if I come to the hundreds column, I am left with only 4 and 2. So 4 minus 2, that will give me another 2. So this becomes my answer for 519 minus 290. Alright, so let's have a look at more examples. So we have to find the difference between 359 and 310. Now note that subtraction in mathematics is the same as difference. So if you have a question that say find the difference between, let's say, A and B, it means you have to subtract the numbers A and B. Find the difference or do the subtraction of the numbers A and B. So we have to find the difference between 359 and 310. So let's look at that. Writing them in our column manner, we have 359 and then 310. We have our subtraction sign here, and then we underline them. Now I have 9 in the ones column. 9 minus 0 will give me 9, because nothing has been done to it, nothing has been taken out of the 9, so we are still left with 9. Now under the tens column I have 5, so 5 minus 1, that will give me 4. Now under the hundreds column I have 3 and 3. 3 minus 3 will give me 0, so my answer over here is 49. This becomes my answer for this particular example. Now let's have a look at another example. We have 663 minus 421. Let's have a look at that. So I have 663 here, and then 421. So let's find the difference. So over here under the ones column I have 3 and 1. So 3 minus 1, that will give me 2. Under the tens column I have 6 and 2. So 6 minus 2, that will give me 4. Now I come to the hundreds column. So 6 minus 4, that will give me 2 again. So I have 2, 4, 2 here as my answer after subtracting 663 and 421. Alright, let's have a look at 2 more examples and we end this tutorial. So say I have 590 minus 271. What is going to be my answer over here? So we do the exact same thing. 590, 271. Mind you, this is our ones, this is our tens, and then this is our hundreds. So in doing the subtraction, we subtract the ones column first, then we move on to the tens, and then we move on to the hundreds. Alright, let me quickly erase those guys at the top. Okay, so over here I have under the ones column 0 minus 1. It is not possible to subtract 1 out of nothing, because 0 here is nothing. I have no oranges at all that I'm supposed to give an orange out, so I have to go and borrow. So I come here to the tens column to borrow. The nearest number to the ones is the tens column, so I come here to borrow. If I borrow 1 from here, I'll be left with 8, and I bring down 1 to the 0 over here. That 1 and then the 0 becomes 10, because like I said, the number you borrow onto the previous number, it is 10. So the one I borrowed from the 9 over here is 10. If I bring it to the ones column over here, it becomes 10 plus 0, which is 10 over here. So 10 minus 1, that will give me 9. So I have my 9 over here. So under the tens column, I'm left with 8 over here, not the 9 again, 8. So 8 minus 7, that will give me 1. Now I come to the hundreds column. 5 minus 2, that will give me 3. So 590 minus 271 will give me 319. Alright, let's have a look at another example. So I have 380 minus 192. What is going to be our answer? So I write my numbers 380 and then 192. I bring my subtraction sign here and I underline them. So just like the example we saw earlier, over here I have 0 minus 2. It is not possible for me to subtract 2 out of nothing, so I need to borrow. In borrowing, I borrow from the 8 over here, I'm left with 7. The one that I borrowed over here, I bring it over here, it becomes 10. So 10 minus 2, I am left with 8 over here. Now I come to this column. Now I am left with 7. 7 minus 9 is not possible. You get negative number, which we are not doing over here. So what I'll do is I'll borrow 1 again from the 3 over here. So I borrow 1 from here, I'm left with 2. That one that I borrow, I bring it in front of the 7 over here, and it becomes 17. So now I have 17. 17 minus 9, that will give me 8. So 17 minus 9 here is 8. Now I come to the hundreds column. I have 2 here. 2 minus 1 will give me 1. So 380 minus 192 will give me 188. So thank you so much for watching. This is how we subtract 3-digit numbers to get our difference or our answer. So thank you once again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. Hello and welcome to my science tutorials. In today's video, we want to look at the column addition of 4-digit numbers. So without further ado, let's begin. Right, so let's start by looking at an example. So assuming we have 2,421 and we have to add that number to, let's say, 1,154. What is going to be our answer over here? Now, when adding 4-digit numbers, what we have to do is to start adding from our right to left. So we start adding from here to here, which means we start adding from the ones. So the place value here is 1, this is ones, this is tens, this is 100, and this is 1,000. So these are the place values. So we start adding from the ones, then move to the tens, to the 100, and then to the thousands. All right, so let's have a look at how we do the addition. So here we have 1 and 4. 1 plus 4 will give us 5. So we write 5. Then we move to the tens. 2 plus 5 is 7. So we write 7. 4 plus 1 is also 5. We write 5. We bring our comma. 2 plus 1 is 3. So we write our 3. So our answer for adding 2,421 and 1,154 is equal to 3,575. All right, let's have a look at another example. Say we have 4, 7, 8, 9, and we have 3, 8, 7, 4. We have to add these 4-digit numbers. What is going to be our answer over here? Adding from the right to the left, we have 9 and 4. 9 plus 4 is 13. We don't write the 13 over here. No, we don't do that. What we do is that we write down the 3 and then we carry the 1 over here onto the tens value to be added next. So we have 9 plus 3 is 13. We write down 3 and then we carry 1. That one, just write it at the top over here so that you don't forget that you've carried 1 onto the tens. Now we now have 1 plus 8, which is 9, and then 9 plus 7, that will give me 16. So 9 plus 7, which is equal to 16. So we don't write the 16, we write only 6 over here, and then we carry the 1 onto the hundreds. So it comes here. So 1 plus 7, that is 8. 8 plus 8, that is 16. So we write 6 and then we carry 1 onto the thousands. Now we have 1 plus 4, which is 5. 5 plus 3, and that will give me 8. So bringing in my comma 1, 2, 3, my comma over here. So my answer for adding 4,789 and 3,874 is equal to 8,663. All right, so let's have a look at another example. So assuming we have a question that say find the sum of $4,500 and $2,784. What is going to be our answer? So this is like a practical example. So to do that, we write our first value we're given, that is $4,500, and then we add it to the second set of value, which is 2,784. Now note that the numbers that come after the decimal point here don't really matter. You can choose to ignore them or you can write them, but they don't really matter. So here will be 0 0 because it's 0 and 0. All right, so let's go ahead and do the addition. We have 0 and 4. 0 plus 4 will give me 4, so I write down my 4 over here. I have 0 and 8. 0 plus 8 will give me 8. I write down 8. Now I have 5 and 7. 5 plus 7 will give me 12. Instead of writing the 12, I write only the 2, and then I carry the 1 onto the next set of digits to be added. So I can bring my comma here. Now I have 1 plus 4, which is 5. 5 plus 2, that is 7. So I bring my dollar sign over here. So it means the sum of $4,500 and $2,784 is equal to $7,284. All right, so let's have a look at more examples. So assuming we have 2,845 blocks, and we have to add that to 7,054 blocks. How many blocks are we going to get in total? So to do that, this is plus. We go ahead and add to find the total number of blocks that we will get after adding 2,845 blocks to 7,054 blocks. So to do that, we start by adding the ones digits. So 5 plus 4 will give me 9. 4 plus 5 will also give me 9. 8 plus 0 will give me 8, my comma. 2 and 7 will give me 9. So if I add 2,845 blocks to 7,054 blocks, I will get 9,899 blocks as my answer. Hello and welcome to my science tutorials. In today's video, we want to look at the subtraction of 4-digit numbers. So without further delay, let's begin. All right, so let's have a look at an example. So we have to find the difference between 1, 6, 7, 5, 4 and 3, 8, 2, 6. Then the second example is 5, 0, 3, 7 and 2, 5, 6, 3. So let's look at these two examples first. So we have 6,754 minus 3,826. So we have to find the difference between these two numbers. So we write them in the column format. So we have 6, 7, 5, 4. I bring my subtraction sign here. Then I write 3, 8, 2, 4 over here. Alright, so before we start, we know that starting from the right to the left, this is our 1, this is our 10, this is our hundreds in terms of place value, our hundreds, and then this is our 1,000. Okay, so this is our ones, this is our tens, this is our hundred, and this is our thousand. So to find the difference or to do the subtraction, we need to subtract the ones first, get the result, then we move to the tens, do the subtraction, get the result, then we move to the hundreds, do the subtraction, get the result, and we move to the thousands, do the subtraction, and get the result. Alright, so let's look at what the answer for this particular problem is. Alright, so over here I have it's 382 years supposed to be 6. Okay, so let me clean that well and write it well. That is 6 over here, so it is 6 over here. Alright, so we need to do the subtraction. So we have 4 minus 6. It is not possible to subtract a bigger number from a smaller number, so we have to borrow. So we have to borrow from the nearest number, which is from the tens column over. So if I borrow 1 from here, I'll be left with 4 over here. Now that one that I borrow becomes 10. So the 10 now plus this 4 becomes 14. So I have 14 over here at the top. So now I have 14 minus 6. That will give me 8. So I have over here 8. Now remember, I borrowed 1 from here, so I'm left with 4. So 4 minus 2, and that will give me 2 over here. Now I come to the hundreds column. I have 7 here minus 8. As usual, 7 is smaller and 8 is bigger, so we can do the subtraction. So I have to borrow from the thousands over here, which is from the 6 over here. So I borrow 1 from here. I'm left with 5. That one that I borrow is 10 again. So that 10, I bring it to the 7 over here. So 10 plus 7 becomes 17. So here becomes 17 over here. So now I have 17 minus 8, and that will give me 9. So I have 9 over here. So now I have 5 left over here. I have 3 over here. So 5 minus 3, that will give me 2. So my answer over here is 2,928. Alright, let's have a look at our second example. So we have 5,037 minus 2,563. So we do the exact same thing. 5037 minus 2, 5, 6, and 3. Alright, so we do the subtraction over here. 7 minus 3, that will give me 4. So I have 4 over here. 3 minus 6, it is not possible, so I need to borrow. But the 100th term over here is 0. I can't borrow from there, so I have to borrow from the 5 over here. So let's do that. If I borrow 1 from here, I'm left with 4. That one that I borrow is 10. 10 plus 0 is 10, so I have here 10. Now this 10 as well, I have to borrow 1 from here and bring it to the 3 over here. So if I borrow 1 from here, I'm left with 9. That one that I borrowed from here is 10 again. So that 10 plus 3 will give me 13. So I have 13 over here. So 13 minus 6, that will give me 7. Now I have 9 over here left. So 9 minus 5, that will give me 4. I have 4 left at the top over here. 4 minus 2, that will give me 2. Alright, let's have a look at more examples. So we have example number 3. 8,233 minus 4,528. Example number 4. We have 3,586 minus 679. Let's look at that. So example number 3, we have here 8,233 minus 4,528. Alright, so we start with the subtraction. 3 minus 8 is not possible, so I need to borrow. In terms of borrowing, I borrow from the next number, after the 3 over here. So I borrow from here, so I'm left with 2. That one that I borrowed from here and that gave me 2 left, that one is 10. 10 plus 3 will give me 13, so here becomes 13. So I have 13 minus 8 and that will give me 5. So I have 5 left over here. Now under the tens column I'm left with 2. So 2 minus 2 will give me a 0. I come to the hundreds column. I have 2 here minus 5. It is not possible. So I borrow 1 from here. I'm left with 7. That one I add it. It is now 10. I add it to the 2 over here. It becomes 12. So now I have 12 minus 5 and that will give me 7. So I have 7 over here. So I'm left with 7 at the top over here. 7 minus 4 and that will give me 3. So my final answer is 3,705. Let's look at the fourth example. We have 3586 minus 679. Now if you look at it, the first number is in thousands and then the second number is in hundred. Note that I did not write it like this 3586 and then wrote here 679. I did not do that, because if you do it like this, it means you've misplaced the place values and you get your answer to be wrong. So you make sure that it starts from the back. So start from the, make sure you write it. If it is 3 digits, make sure it is 3 digits. This is ones. 1 should be under ones, 10 should be under tens, and 100 should be under hundreds. All right, so let's ignore this for now. Let's look at our solution to this problem. So I have 6 here minus 9. It is not possible. So I borrow 1 from here. I'm left with 7 as usual. That one that I borrowed is 10 plus 6 is now 16. So 16 minus 9, that will give me 7. So I have 7 left over here. So coming to the tens column, I have 7 minus 7, that will give me a 0. Now I have 5 minus 6. It is not possible. So I borrow 1 from here. I'm left with 2. That one is 10 plus this 5 becomes 15. So I have 15 minus 6. 15 minus 6, that will give me 9. So I have 9 over here. And I'm only left with 2 over here. Since there is no number here, it means it's 0. So 2 minus 0 will give me 2 as my answer. So this becomes the final answer after subtracting 3,586 and 679. So thank you so much for watching. This is how we subtract 4-digit numbers, and this is how we do the borrowing. You borrow from the next number, it becomes 10. You add it to the previous number to increase it before you do the subtraction, and then you make sure once you borrow from a particular number, it has to decrease by 1 in that particular column. But when you're moving it to the next column, you make sure it becomes 10 and you add it to the previous number. So thank you once again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.